This is a file designed to turn you into a cute puppy for the duration of the recording. There is no wake up at the end, and 2 suggestions are implemented. You'll be asked to bark aloud softly upon trigger, and to whine and move your hands in a begging pose, also upon trigger. So please make sure that you are in a safe place to do these. I hope you enjoy, and feel free to send me requests for future files. I would love to hear from you. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to spend the day as a wonderful little puppy? Particularly when that little puppy is owned by yours truly. I'm sure you could imagine, as you gently close your eyes now, the warmth of sunlight on your skin as I draw open the curtains and wake you up from that soft puppy bed at the foot of my own. Starting the day as you mean to go on after all. Starting the day warm, loved, owned and cherished. And then, of course, we move to breakfast. You can imagine the rough texture of the carpet against your knees as you crawl behind me, the feel acting as a constant reminder of your place in my home. You can feel my hand idly reaching for your head, brushing my fingers through your hair, petting you exactly like the puppy you are. You see, pups don't necessarily need to look like one. All that matters is that they're treated like puppies, that their mind is in the correct headspace that a puppy should have. So you may not have a tail or fluffy ears, but that doesn't mean you aren't a puppy. You're a puppy because I say you are, because you're in my home, following along behind me, like all pups do for their humans. And as we near the kitchen now, I fetch you some food to lap up. Some nice warm oatmeal in a bowl on the floor, next to the chair where I sit down. Come on, pup, eat up. There's a good pet. And with each lap of food, that puppy mindset can grow ever so slightly stronger, clearer, better and better to feel. Because all you need to do is whatever I tell you to. Such a good pup for me. And as you get to the bottom of your food bowl, you feel my hand stroking you from the top of your head all the way down your back. Each stroke sending a warm wave like ripples on a lake. You don't even notice me standing up and guiding you to the lounge. You just followed my hand as it continuously strokes up and down, back and forth, breathing in and out. There you go. And when I sit down on the warm leather sofa, you lean against my legs like the good pup you are, to allow me to continually pet your hair. Each pet stripping you of a thought, one at a time. Each pet making that puppy headspace grow stronger and stronger. Each pet making you drift into a wonderful, relaxing bliss, because you're exactly where you need to be right now, and that's all that matters. And you can look around the room as I continue to stroke your head. The sofa sits at one end of the room, facing a television at the opposite end of it. On the right-hand wall sits a large brick fireplace, and an armchair in the perfect position to face it and keep warm. The red and brown themes set a very comfy atmosphere, which only helps to further deepen your relaxation. You can take some nice deep breaths with me as your eyes glaze over a little bit now. Good puppy, my good puppy. And like puppies do, we're going to play a game called Tug, with a twist. See, how this game works is I'm going to reach inside your mind and tuck all of your silly human thoughts away, and you're going to try to resist. But you see, I've cheated a little, because we both know that you love to obey and feel good. So we've already attached that good feeling to relaxing. So naturally, as I continue to speak and idly pet your pretty head, your thoughts are steadily popping away, and a wonderful tingly sensation is taking over your body. You could try to resist, but we both know how much you love to be conquered. So with every pet, of course you're going to let go to my voice. That's just how your mind works. That's just how you want it to work. Good puppies obey their humans. And you're a good puppy, aren't you? So if I tell you you don't need any silly human thoughts left, well, of course you're going to let all of them go, right? Such a good puppy. Who's a good puppy? You are. Yes, you are. And such good puppies stop thinking now. That's right. Focus on my voice and stop thinking. And I'm going to count down from 5 all the way to 1. And with each number, you're going to feel that puppy headspace completely dominate the rest of your mind. And when I reach 1, you're going to be my wonderful little puppy throughout. With 5, thoughts slipping away with every pet. 4, no need to be human, you're just a puppy. 3, and it feels so good to be an obedient puppy for me. 2, because good puppies are loved and owned. And 1, such a wonderful pup for me. Drop. And now that you're all nice and deep for me, so wonderfully down in that puppy headspace, we can focus on teaching you some commands. And because you're such a good pup for me, then of course you'll learn and obey these commands to the best of your ability. Won't you, love? Now, whenever I tell you to speak, I'm sure you can imagine what follows. That's right, a nice little bark for me. A small ruff aloud to fully cement just how good of a puppy you are. Isn't that good? And let's try that out. Speak. That's it, perfect. Oh, you're such a good puppy. Let me just reach to the top of your head and scratch you just there. There we go. Good puppies deserve pets, so let me scratch you some more and good pup. And now that that command has sunk in nice and deeply, why don't we set another one for you? Whenever I tell you to beg, your little paws are going to reach up ever so slightly, and you're just going to give me a gentle whine. Isn't that right? I'm sure you can imagine what a puppy looks and sounds like when begging their human. So naturally, this little puppy is going to copy that pose and sound. Your paws will raise up just a little bit, and you're going to give me a small whine, just like a pet would. And let's try that out. Beg. Such a good little pet you are. Perfectly pleasing and begging just how a good little puppy should. Speak. That's right, doing exactly what I tell you to, because you love pleasing me. You love pleasing your human, even if I'm only your human temporarily. And so you're going to continue to follow along with my commands. You're going to continue to obey my voice because you want to make me proud. And you can feel my hand scritching you again as I stand up and motion for you to follow me. And we can make our way to the centre of the room, where you can just sit down at my feet and look back up at me. And you can notice that in my hand there's a tasty looking treat that just seems so delicious. But of course you need to earn your treat, as all good puppies do. So naturally you're going to follow all of my commands so obediently, so effortlessly and eagerly, aren't you? There we go, such a good pair. So if I tell you to speak, that obedient mouth of yours opens up and barks out a small sound. And if I tell you to beg, you do just that. Your paws and your whine and your eyes just look up so eagerly at me, that's it. And when you finally earn this treat, you know how wonderful it's going to taste. It smells so good, and it will be the most delicious treat that you can imagine. Because I've said it is, and that means it's going to be the most delicious treat you can imagine, because I've said it is, and therefore it must be. Speak. Good puppy, very good. Completely submitted to my will, my control, my words. Following me just as you should. Begging for me to give you more commands, just so you can obey me further. And maybe if you beg so nicely, you might just earn that treat. If you speak nice and clearly, you might get to taste how good it is. So happily bent to my whim and happy to beg for more. And you can see me bringing that treat closer to your mouth as I tell you to speak. You can feel it brush against your lips before I allow you to take it from my hand, and it tastes so good. You can feel a rush of warm pleasure rushing throughout your body as it melts in your mouth. Liquid obedience spreading throughout your mind. Such a good puppy for me. And you can beg for my touch again, that's it. A wonderful puppy speaking when they're told to and begging on command. And you can feel my hand gently lifting up your chin as I reach out with the other and place a beautiful dark red collar around your neck, fastening it snugly with the gold buckle and tugging gently on the little bone name tag at the front. All good puppies deserve a beautiful collar to remind them exactly what they are, and to show everyone else how proud they are to be my little pup. Speak. Very good puppy. And now that you're so nicely dressed up, exactly where you need to be right now, you can stay there, and I'm gonna go fetch some firewood so that we can relax some more. Now I'll be right back. And you may be able to hear the sound of my footsteps as I make my way back to the kitchen, the door to the garden opening with a soft click as I leave the house. Your focus shifts ever so slightly, looking at the large fireplace at the opposite end of the room. Red brick surrounds the cast iron wood burner, and a comfortable looking rug is laying in front of it. And next to that rug sits a worn leather armchair and a red fluffy blanket folded on the seat. It all looks so very inviting, especially since the wind coming from the open back door has shown just how cold it is. And the sound of my footsteps grow louder again as I walk back inside and close the door with a gentle thud. My hand brushes atop your head again as I breeze past and place several logs of wood inside the burner. I prepare the fire and it begins to glow a warm orange heat. Come over here, there's a good pup. Just crawl on over to me. And speak. Oh, you are adorable, aren't you? Let me just take this lovely warm blanket and cushion the floor some more, so you can curl up at my feet as I sit on this chair. That's right, make yourself comfortable, there's a good puppy. Let me drape the rest of the blanket over you, and there, wonderfully tucked in. And even though you're curled up on the floor at my feet, you're still at the perfect height for my hand to idly reach down and pet your pretty little head, just like that. You've done so well this morning, love, and I'm so proud of you. And I'm sure you're just a little spent following my every word and command that's left my mouth. And you're so comfy right now that it's perfectly alright if you were to drift off a little bit. We don't have anything we need to do, so you can rest assured that I'm not going anywhere just yet. My words will still be around whenever you wake, even if it means listening again. But for now, you can continue to float on my voice, fall at my touch, and sink ever so deeper with each flicker of the flame in front of you. That red fire burning out all of your consciousness and warming your body down into relaxing bliss. And even when I tell you to beg, your movements are just a little slower than before, your whine's a little softer, and it's so much easier to let go all the way now. That's right, sinking all the way down into a wonderfully warm slumber. My wonderfully good little puppy drifting away. There's a good pet. Sweet dreams.